and welcome to the Making History podcast, where we discuss the history of our crafts and the people who brought them to life. You may notice we're on video right now if you're listening to this on YouTube. So this is my daughter, Layla.
Hi.
We are the dynamic duo behind the Making History podcast, and we started this at the beginning of the year as an audio-only podcast and thought that it would remain that way. But because I already have a large following on YouTube on the Pin Cut Sew channel, people were saying, Nikki and Layla, we want to see your faces. And so we are making the jump to video. Now, if you are an audio-only listener, you are not missing anything by us putting the video version of this on YouTube. But if you're watching on YouTube, now you get to just see us having our leisurely chat in my tiny sewing room. It took us forever to set up the equipment in here. Like, we have lighting and mics, and it takes so much stuff. And now Layla just said, I feel like I ran a marathon after that. So here we are, ready to record a podcast in video and audio. But don't worry, if you're listening on Spotify or anywhere where you listen to podcasts, you're not missing out on anything. But if you're watching on YouTube, hello.
Hey.
Here's our faces. Because you asked, here's our faces. So, Layla, what are we hoping for the podcast in the future?
We're hoping to do 2 episodes a month, hopefully. And video were our 2 goals when we started it. So
yeah. And then eventually monetization would make all of the effort feel, that would be icing on the cake.
The ideal.
So we started as a once a month podcast, but now that we have sort of the routine and I'm learning how to research quicker, because side note, I am not using AI to research and outline these episodes. Part of the fun of this for me is the learning part. I love to learn things. I love history. I love crafts. And that's the part I really love, and I'm not outsourcing that to the ChatGPT. Okay, so it takes some time, but I have learned to get a little faster at it. So I think now we'll be able to do bi-monthly. Is that bi-weekly? Bi-weekly. So that hopefully will start at the beginning of next year, unless we get it together sooner. Okay, so today's episode is about a fabric that literally changed the world. Layla, what are you wearing today?
I am wearing a very cotton t-shirt and some very cotton jeans today.
Levi's?
Levi's. They're Levi's. They are riveted.
Riveted. I'm wearing a rayon jersey shirt that I made. And my jeans actually have some stretch in them.
Crazy.
So that applies to our topic today. We're going to talk about the gift and the curse of polyester. We have strong feelings.
Yeah.
I passed my strong feelings on to you. Do you think?
Yeah, I have a lot of strong feelings, but polyester is a very strong one.
Right. So let me tell you a story. This one time I was out. Okay, we lived in Hawaii at the time. Someone was visiting me. We were at the beach. She was sweating to death. And she's like, why am I so hot? And Hawaii's not like, it's not like Kentucky hot. It's probably 80 degrees most of the time and breezy. But it is very humid. You do just get used to being a sweaty person. But she was inordinately hot. And I said, well, you are wearing a polyester dress. And she's like, what do you mean? And I've had the same conversation with 3 or 4 different friends, like, oh my gosh, why am I so hot? Well, you are wearing a polyester sweater. Is that why? So it is a surprise to people that polyester is making you sweat.
Yeah. I went thrifting with a friend. She just got into thrifting. And I found these really cute, like, shorts. They had lace, and then they were lined with blue. So there was, like, blue behind the lace. And they were super cute. They fit me really well. But I was like, I don't know, like, I'd wear these in summer. And they're polyester, so they're going to be really hot. And she was like, oh, is that a bad thing? And I was like, yeah. It's like, it's plastic, pretty much. So.
Yes, it is plastic clothes. Polyester fibers are not actually made from any natural material. They are not actual fibers. They are man-made fibers.
They're boiled up in a lab.
Plastic.
Yeah.
So I have a list here of pros and cons. And you can decide at the end of this if you think it's a gift or a curse. It's kind of both. Okay, the pros, you don't have to iron it. We'll talk about all of these things along the historical way. It's durable. Actually, its cheapness becomes a con in a lot of ways. We'll discuss that too. It's very durable. It doesn't stain. It is stretchy. So for things like athletic wear, bathing suits, we're grateful for it.
Yeah.
It's why we have some stretch in our jeans.
Because it also dries fast.
Yes.
For both activewear and swimsuits, it'll dry faster.
That's true. But it does hold on to bacteria at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, put your cottons on under your leggings if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The cons are it is not biodegradable. Like, the environmental concern is a huge part of the curse of polyester.
Not only because it doesn't biodegrade, but also it's so cheap. People can make a lot of it and then sell a lot of it, and then there's a lot of it.
She is so smart. She didn't even research, but we're going to discuss that.
I had a good teacher.
They kind of shot themselves in the foot in how they marketed it as cheap. We'll get to that. Also, it is sweaty, like we already discussed.
Yeah.
For me, that's the number one con. I also just don't like how it feels on my body. I'm not saying I don't own any polyester, but I was looking through my dresses the other day, and it's all linen, cotton, rayon, linen. And I like the natural fibers. I don't like how it feels. It's also hard to sew, so I don't sew with it.
I've also had some like workout tops that if I wear them and get like sweaty in them, they smell. No matter how much I washed it still smelled. I had to get rid of it.
It does hold on to bacteria for sure.
Yeah.
They say you can wash things in vinegar and that can help, but
then it smells like vinegar.
Okay, one of my anecdotes was this. I took an adult ballet class also when we lived in Hawaii, and there was a woman in there who used to be a dancer. And this was at the height of LuLaRoe, if you remember the buttery soft leggings. She was wearing a LuLaRoe top to ballet class, and it was loose and flowy, 3 like shorter sleeves. But she said, "I've never been so hot dancing my entire life." And I was like, "Well, your shirt is polyester."
Your shirt's polyester.
So whenever I feel like buttery soft is a buzzword.
Red flag.
That's how you know it's polyester. But that term is everywhere. It's on Amazon everywhere. Okay, another con, it promotes overconsumption, which we will also discuss at the end. And it cannot be recycled. It's very difficult to recycle because it's usually in a blend with other things.
Yeah.
So in order to recycle something, you have to extract it from everything
separate
else.
it.
So people, I think that recycled polyester means it's really sustainable, but actually environmentally it's not good. Like, I don't know. But Layla and I discuss this all the time. There's very little ways of buying clothing that are not harmful.
Yeah.
And at the very end, I will make a very good point about what we can do to combat this. Okay. Let's get into it, though. The history of this miracle fabric polyester. It, like we talked about, it is plastic. It's manufactured through chemistry. I don't pretend to understand all of that. It's really complicated.
Yeah.
But poly means many and ester means chemical compound, which is derived from oil.
Oh, my favorite Bible character.
I actually didn't know that plastic was derived through oil. Who's your favorite Bible character? Oh, Esther. Okay, Layla.
Sorry.
She said she didn't have any good jokes for this episode, and I was like, I'm sure you'll think of some as we go. Okay, so it's derived from oil. Did you know plastic is derived from oil?
I did not know that.
Polymers were discovered by Hermann Staudinger in 1925, and he won the Nobel Prize for this in 1953.
No way.
So polyester is older than I thought.
Yeah.
The 20s. I thought, because when you think of polyester in clothes, you think of it in the 70s.
Yeah, I think of jazzercise specifically.
That's lycra spandex, which is a little bit different. But polyester, those double knits they used to wear in the 70s.
Oh.
I don't know how they tolerated that. It'd be so hot.
Yeah.
Dad and I, when we went to that murder mystery party, it was set in the 70s, and I totally lucked out and found this retro polyester 70s dress, and it was really big, so I sewed it into a 70s pattern that I had into a dress, and it was really weird. It's not like any polyester fabric we have today. It was like a woven and a knit.
Okay, I was at Goodwill the other day, and I almost bought this dress because I was so torn. There were no tags in it, but it had like the seams that looked older, like because they were what are
they were like zigzagged.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They were pinking sheared, but I was like, is this silk or is this polyester? Because it felt like silk, but it was printed only like on one side, and the other side was white, and it was super stretchy.
Oh, yeah.
And I could not figure
polyester.
It out. Yeah. So I wonder if it's the same.
Maybe.
So it probably actually was vintage then.
It probably was. In this case, this dress was, it was, I don't know what they called it, but it was partially stretchy, but not like a stretchy knit that we have now. I don't know. It was weird. But it had big retro flowers. My dress looked great.
Yeah, it was cute.
We'll put a picture in the notes. Yeah. If you want to see pictures for this episode, you can find them on the Making History Podcast Instagram page and on the website page on Pincut. So that's dedicated to this episode, which we will link. Yes. For sure. So plastics had been around for a long time, but the fibers took longer. So he discovered how to make the plastics, but it was much harder to get them like spun into actual like usable fibers like yarn.
Yeah.
Because that's what clothes are made out of. The sticky resin strings that they could produce, they couldn't spin them because they were sticky. I was imagining like when they make taffy.
Yeah, I'm picturing cotton candy.
Yeah, or like the heated sugar. Yeah, like cotton candy.
Yeah, cotton candy.
Yeah, because they just break, right? But then in 1935, the USA, the company
Let's go.
DuPont spun the first polyester fiber. And from then on, there was this like battle between the US and Great Britain. Who's going to win the race to synthetic fibers?
We beat them, right?
We
beat
beat
them
them.
once.
We beat them
in
this time.
1776.
We beat them this time.
We can beat them again.
They finally spun the first polyfiber. It felt like silk. It was a silky fiber. And then later, like it really got rolling from there. So in 1938, polyester yarn was made. Before that, things were knitted from wool and cotton. It's too bad they're still not.
I know.
And in 1939, we got nylon stockings.
Ooh.
That's why they're called nylons. Did you know that?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so
kind of a
cute.
duh.
Yeah.
I do still remember, like, I've read a lot of, like, Agatha Christie. There's this whole plot line in the ABC murders about the silk stockings and how nice they were compared to, like, nylons.
What was the plot point? Someone gets strangled with one, or like?
No, you have to read the book.
Oh.
You have to read the book. There was a stockings salesman involved.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like.
Like, the thing connecting all of the victims was they had bought silk stockings recently or
Oh,
something.
that's
Something.
so-
I haven't read it
okay.
in a little while, but. So I do know, and then there's this other time where Poirot buys a bunch of silk stockings, and I can't remember why he did it, but they were silk and they were nice.
They were fancy.
So even though the polyester ones were there, they still preferred the real stuff.
For the silk.
Okay, then World War II hit. This comes up in every single episode, and I'm always astounded at how much it changed life. It changed everything, every facet of life. World War II hits, nylon started being used in things like parachutes and war materials and things like that. I am assuming that polyester, especially because you can coat the nylon to be water resistant.
Oh, yeah.
And then like my husband, he makes kites out of ripstop, and that ripstop is made to be so strong because of the grid running through it. So nylon changed the world for the better in that way.
Yeah.
So by the 1950s, nylon was pretty popular. They were using it in men's shirts as blends, so they would blend it together, men's shirts and suits. It would make them last longer. But for the housewives, they loved this because they did not have to iron things. Then they started making the slacks that were like anti-wrinkle slacks because of the polyester in them. They were easy to care for. They were stain resistant. There's this Seinfeld episode. I meant to ask your dad about it because I don't remember very much about it, but I think it was George Costanza was advocating. Didn't he work you don't know.
No,
I
yeah,
think somebody will tell me. I think he worked for a sports, like, I don't know. He worked for a sports something or other. And he suggested that the uniforms should be made out of cotton because they're more breathable.
Yeah.
Because you know those baseball players are sweating.
Oh, they're nasty. Yeah.
Sweating so bad. They're wearing pants out of polyester double knit. Like they're thick and they're hot, right? But it was a total disaster because they stained. So, you know, they slide and the dirt gets all down them and they can't clean them off. I'm pretty sure either that's like urban legend actual story or that was a Seinfeld episode. Somebody can tell me in the comments.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of comments, we now have an email address. If you have anything to say, if you have a picture to send us, like during the Gunny Sacks episode, some people sent us some pictures in their Gunny Sacks dresses. And if you have any pictures to send us or any related comments and notes, you can email us at makinghistorypodcast@yahoo.com and we can read some of those on the episodes. Okay, also in the 50s, the French couturiers started using polyester like Chanel, Dior, Balenciaga. So those very fancy dresses because there were satins and things like that they could use now for less money. And they still look very luxurious. Like most of the evening gowns you buy now, I would say 99.9% are polyester. I actually have an event to go to, a military ball in December. And I think I'm going to make my dress because I would really love a non-polyester fancy dress in my wardrobe. So I don't know. We'll see. But my mom just ordered some, what's it called? Rayon velvet. She brought me some samples to church yesterday so I could feel it. And I think I might, because it is December, I think I might try out of that.
And then you can wear it to Nutcracker.
Yes, if I make
Dual
it
use.
not too fancy.
Not too fancy. You could dress it up with heels.
I could make it long and then cut it off for future events. Yeah. Or I could make like an overskirt.
You so should.
Like 60s
Like
style.
Winnie.
Yes.
You should make a play suit and then an overskirt.
Okay, good idea. Okay, So let's move on to the 1960s. This has become widely accepted by the middle class. Of course, the upper classes of society still preferred their natural fibers.
Yeah.
And I think that probably continues. Now you have the upper classes who want real fur, real silk,
Yeah.
etc. Yeah.
Or vegan leather. It's one of the two.
Oh my gosh. Can we talk about, let's segue into the advertising before we take a break.
Okay.
This is another thing that really gets me about polyester. The first time I bought a pair of shoes that said vegan leather, I LOL'd.
Yeah.
Because I just couldn't believe they thought that I was that stupid. Like, vegan leather is plastic.
Yeah.
And I don't know who wouldn't know that. I don't know why this marketing works on people.
Because you can't make leather out of cotton. Like, what do you think they're using instead?
Leather is animals.
Yeah.
It's the definition. We should look up the definition of leather.
We should. The etymology.
But you can't call it leather. And then to use the term vegan. Like, vegan is a food. Well, I guess because vegans are against using leather.
I would say it's more of a lifestyle. Like,
Yes.
oh, I'm vegan, so I should just get the vegan leather. You know?
But I know the vegans know because we are
Yeah.
smart. I know the vegans know that it's just plastic. And plastic is problematic in its manufacturing, just like they consider eating animals. So whatever belief you have about using animals is not going to be offset by the manufacturing of plastic shoes. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Sorry to break
And
it to
I
you.
think that we are smart enough to know this, and yet they keep manufacturing vegan leather.
Yeah. Like, just get, like, there's so many other bags. Like, I don't know.
That's one marketing term I just don't understand, and it just makes me mad because I'm like, they think we're stupid.
Yeah. I'm like, guys.
Like, we know what this means. It's plastic, right?
Yeah. I would hope.
Polyester is plastic, and vegan leather is also plastic.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You're wearing plastic.
Sorry, guys.
Also, when I bought that pair of shoes, my feet froze. I wore them like 2 times. This is when we lived in Utah, I think.
Oh, gosh.
I was like, I can't wear these. My toes are like icicles right
Yeah.
now because my shoes were plastic.
Yeah. Here's an anecdote I just thought of
good.
one. So I have 2 leather jackets. So one of them is
She thrifted them.
I thrifted one of them.
Oh.
One of them is like a Wilson's leather jacket, and it's genuine leather,
Was that my dad's?
which is like no.
Oh.
And like genuine leather, I guess it's not full grain. Like you want full grain leather, but genuine leather's like whatever.
Or is it called top grain?
Full grain, top grain. I'm not
Maybe
sure.
they're the same thing.
Maybe it's the same thing. Yeah, but it's lined with polyester, and I froze to death at work. Like every time I worked at an estate sale company, and so we were like outside moving furniture, and it's like 30 degrees outside, and I was freezing. But then my grandpa gave me his old bomber jacket when he lived in Mongolia, and it's like real leather.
It has real Sherpa on the
real
collar.
Sherpa. The whole thing is lined with Sherpa.
I don't think the vegans are going to be happy with this episode. We're sorry.
No, but he has had it for like 30 years.
Yeah.
And it's still being used. So I would say that's pretty sustainable.
That is a really good point.
you know?
Sustainability.
But yeah, and I honestly think, I'm sure I probably sweated at some point in like 30-degree weather outside.
Because it was so warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in Mongolia, it's below 0
It's
all
cold.
winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sherpa is another thing that I'm willing to pay for my slippers to be lined with real Sherpa.
Yeah. I also have his slippers.
Because,
Yeah.
no, those were dad's.
Oh, those are dad's? I have dad's slippers.
Because yeah, my feet are always so cold.
Yeah.
After the vegan leather scenario, I mean the shoe thing, I discovered wool socks.
Oh.
And that does help.
It helps. Yeah.
Cotton or wool, no polyester socks. Remember guys when you guys were little, those cheapo socks that were always cute
Yeah.
were so stinky.
And the Crocs.
I would never buy you guys those anymore because your feet stunk so bad. So bad. Okay, Layla just brought up a good point that our bras are made of polyester. She's right.
I am right.
Honestly, though, like, I wish we could go back to the, like, not like tight lacing, but
No.
wearing stays to hold you up from the
Bro.
bottom instead of pulling you up from the top.
Yeah. Maybe we should just start making them. Let's start that movement.
Yeah, also, they were made of, like, cotton and linen and breathable
Yeah.
things. They could be let in and out.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I think there's a movement
Yeah.
of women doing that.
My Thanksgiving bra.
That's so funny.
Thank you.
Because I don't like the elastic. I don't like the feeling of a
Oh.
rubber band around my body at all the time. I feel like that would solve that problem.
Yeah. I find it comforting sometimes.
Really?
Like, it's
the
like a little
elastic? Ugh. It's because she's still young. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. Is this a good time to take a break before we move on to 1970s?
Yeah, we can move on. Okay.
Let's take our quick
take a break.
As you may have noticed, this podcast is free of sponsorships, meaning I'm not taking this break to read advertisements to you. That's not how I'm choosing to support myself doing this type of work for now. So that said, if you're enjoying this podcast and you would like to offer your support, there are a couple great ways you can do that. First, if you're into sewing and quilting or want to get into sewing or quilting, you can go over and watch my YouTube channel at Pin Cut Sew. And you can visit my pattern shop where I offer beginner-friendly PDF sewing patterns and tutorials, some fun sewing-related stickers, and even a few fun quilting books I've written. Go to www.pincutsewstudio.com/shop or find me on Etsy as Pin Cut Sew. Another thing you can do is to leave a 5-star review on this podcast. Reviews go a long way in helping podcasts be presented to more listeners. So if you're enjoying this, I would so appreciate you taking the time to leave a quick positive review. Lastly, and perhaps most tangibly, you can simply donate to the Making History podcast by going to www.buymeacoffee.com/pincutsew and gift us a little something there. And I do indeed promise to take Layla out to coffee. All of these links will be in the show notes below. So let's get back to the show. Okay, so like I said, by the 1960s, polyester was kind of an icon of modernity, is what I read about it. So it was like hip, modern, and this was helped along by the fashion designer Mary Quant. She was a British designer, and fully entrenched in youth culture was these Mary Quant look. So she made like mini dresses, double knit mini dresses, lots of polyester, and that very iconic 60s
Like
look.
go-go dresses. Kind of like a box.
Yes.
Yeah. And then there's the one, what's the famous painting with the blocks of color?
Is it Klee?
I'm so mad that I don't know this.
No, but he's the same guy that made the soup cans.
Because there's a dress with that print on it. And that's like when
Paul
you...
Klee.
Yeah, when you sent me that, I saw that dress and I went, oh, I know who that is. I found it. Piet Mondrian. Composition with red, blue, yellow.
Yes, Piet Mondrian. Mary Quant had a dress, which apparently you can buy the sewing pattern for. So Mary Quant had a line of sewing patterns.
You should make me one.
I should have made it for this episode.
That would have been so cute.
That would have been so much fun.
I said we should put polyester on for this episode, but
So Mary Quant was as influential in the 60s as Jessica McClintock was in the 80s. We discussed Jessica McClintock.
We did.
In the Gunny Sacks episode. So yes, and like I said, you can find the sewing patterns. We're going to put some pictures on the Instagram page because they were so cute.
Yeah.
If I ever stumble on one now, I'm going to buy it just to have it because it's kind of iconic and I didn't know about her. She also had a line of home decor in the same kind of vein. Yeah, she was considered very modern and the young things loved her. Very, very influential. Okay, the end of the 70s, however, saw polyester's demise begin to happen. Because they constantly marketed it as being cheap, that sort of backfired and people thought of it as cheap.
Yeah.
So they started to prefer natural fibers again. So things kind of like swing back and forth in history, it seems like. And also there were still battles between the US and Britain. And they were sort of now rushing to find something like newer and different. But they eventually just kind of stopped innovating because polyester was selling so well. So they weren't trying to find new and better ways.
Yeah.
And so the industry sort of stagnated until other fibers like spandex and nylon came about. And then you have the jazzercise thing in the 80s, and people started wearing a lot more nylon and spandex instead of just regular polyester, which still nylon and spandex is still a subsidiary that stemmed from the invention of polyester. So I'm including all of those fabrics. So those started to rise even as like the polyester from the 70s double knits and all that started to decline.
It also might because people started thinking of polyester as cheap, putting nylon on the tag. It's like, oh, well, it's not polyester, so it's better.
Yeah, that's
maybe
interesting.
That kind of thing.
Yeah,
happened.
I think that's how they still market like that today. Yesterday, Layla and I bought pajama bottoms. They're cotton. The reason we bought them is because they feel so good. They're like really thick cotton like they used to have in the 90s. But it says on the tag, what was it? 80% cotton, 20% recycled cotton.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's any reason for them to say that 20% of the cotton was recycled, but they know that people, it's like a buzzword. People are like, oh, I'm doing something good for the environment by buying recycled something. Yeah. So marketing is so funny to me. So funny to me. Like, yeah, I mean, people must fall for this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I fall for it all the time without
yeah.
realizing. Like yesterday, okay, butter yellow is this in color right now. I loved butter yellow way before it was cool.
Like kitchen was butter yellow.
Butter yellow was my favorite color
Yeah.
in high school. And then when the kids were really little, we bought a house and I painted it butter yellow. And then it went totally out of fashion for the next 15 years.
Yeah.
And now it's back. And there was this Bose speaker advertisement with Serena Williams. And I'm like, ooh, I think I need this. It's so cute. Butter yellow. So yeah, it's not like I'm immune to advertising.
I told her to wait.
I did, however,
Yeah.
I was with you at an estate sale. This lady was a fashionista.
Bro, she was iconic.
Best estate sale for clothes that we've ever found, because also they did not smell. And so I found this 100% cotton 90s sweater.
It's cool.
In butter yellow.
Yeah.
But it's not so butter that it looks bad on me. It's like more of a lemon butter yellow. It's perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect. Yeah, all her clothes felt so nice. Okay, sorry, can I
go ahead, side rant.
I was at that estate sale Friday. We went Friday. And I saw somebody's, at estate sales, there's hold shelves. So if you don't want to carry something around, you put it on the hold shelf. And I saw this lady's pile of stuff, and I was like, I saw a shirt on the top. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. Like, but it's on the hold shelf, so I can't take it. So then I went back Saturday, and I guess they didn't have time to wipe the hold shelves because her pile of stuff was still there.
Oh,
and after a day, it's typically wiped or like it's void. So like it doesn't count.
Layla worked for this estate sale company.
I worked for this company, so I know what's going on. And so I went with my sister, and I was like, oh my gosh, Natalie, like her stuff is still here. I really wanted this shirt. And it was kind of like a knit Guess tank top, like a vintage 90s Guess tank top. I was like, this is so cute. So I folded it up and I put it on the hold shelf. And I was like, let me just make sure she's not coming back. And then when we circled the rest of the house, I'll take it. We go around the whole house. There's these two girls there that are like, clearly just there for like they don't go to estate sales because I don't think they really got, what was going on. And so we kind of I ran into them a few times, and they were like, just not really following the rules very much. And they didn't know about the signs. And I was like,
noobs.
Okay, whatever. And so then we walked back downstairs to look at the jewelry next to the register, and they were like confused about the register lines. And so they have not been a lot. But then we went back inside to grab the tank top, and it was gone.
They took it?
And I think they might have took it. They both had big piles of clothes in their hands.
I'm sorry that happened to you, Layla.
Like, I know that I was going to take it from somebody else's pile from the day before.
Yeah, but you knew it wasn't.
But I knew. So
was
was she just taking stuff? This was
raised,
yeah. Anyway, so that was like a really...
I mean, some people don't know estate sale etiquette. But we can make this apply.
Okay.
Let's discuss some ways that we can be a little bit more mindful in our polyester use. Because it's true that polyester is really terrible for the environment. First of all, it's made of crude oil. Second of all, the manufacturing process is so bad for the environment.
Yeah.
And the recycling is almost impossible, and it does not biodegrade. So nobody would argue that polyester is a healthy thing.
Yeah.
So estate sales are an amazing place to find real fibers and nice clothes.
Yeah.
Especially now, because I feel like now more than ever, more than one style is in style. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think because we have like Instagram culture, and you're more allowed to wear what you love instead of follow the trends.
Yeah.
And so the vintage items are coming back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
Like that 90s sweater, I could buy that at the Gap today and nobody would even know
no one
I
would
didn't.
know.
And I am happy to see that the stores are starting to bring back natural fibers, like the cotton pajama pants we bought yesterday. And I'm just seeing a lot more cotton specifically and linen, which also, like, arguably any kind of manufacturing can be a problem environmentally.
Yeah.
There is no zero impact way to clothe yourself. Right?
Yeah. Because even you can make your own clothes, but you're buying the fabric from somewhere.
Right.
And you're,
So before I bring this point home, let's talk about making your clothes. There are things you can do, because Layla gets really annoyed when she finds a dress that's rayon or cotton or whatever, and it's lined with polyester.
It's so annoying. I'm like, why wouldn't you do the opposite? Like, flip it. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But what you can do, like, there are lining fabrics like called Bemberg rayon you can buy that's breathable.
Yeah.
Because my issue is I do not want to sweat.
No.
I have this one, it's a Gap merino wool sweater I thrifted from Goodwill. I've had it for like 5 years, and it's a thin sweater. It is the perfect traveling sweater.
Yeah.
Because it's warm enough and I never sweat. It's like a miracle fiber, this wool sweater.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like a personal comfort issue.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm so particular about it. Like, I'm not necessarily like a diehard environmentalist because I just understand that there's no way we can make zero impact.
Yeah.
But when you do start to dig into the impact, like fast fashion, you can't be ignorant of all of the problems with fast fashion. And polyester plays a huge role in fast fashion because it's cheap. People overconsume it.
Yeah. Like crazy.
And the working conditions and the environmental impact, like they're huge and extreme. Right. So the problem is our overconsumption.
Yeah.
But the heart of overconsumption is discontent. We are never satisfied.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is what has to change, especially as Western thinkers.
Yeah. And it's not like if you need a new winter coat, go buy a winter coat.
Yeah.
But you probably don't need 3 winter coats if you already have
You don't need a new one this season if you have
Even
one
if-
that works from
Even if you're going to Goodwill, you
Right.
do not need a 3rd winter coat that's just a little different.
I do
Yeah.
think that one of the massive cons of influencer culture has been to convince us we need new things all the time.
Yeah.
And now there's this whole thrifting influencer culture.
Which is still bad. I don't...
Yeah.
Tony, I'm so sorry. I'm about to get like so mad. If you're going to Goodwill and you're buying even like 10 new items, 5 of which you already have something very similar at home, that's still not good. Like you're still...
It's a problem. Like this is a
Yeah.
problem in Western cultures for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you can tell me wherever you live. I do believe Australia just overtook the US for fast fashion consumption.
No way.
So this is a problem more than just here in America. But
Yeah,
in
well-
first world countries, I think it's pretty prevalent.
Well, I know that Forever 21 shut down all their American stores.
They did?
Yeah, the mall had a huge Forever... Or not Forever 21. Oh my gosh, what's it
Charlotte
called?
Russe?
No. Maybe it was Forever
H&M?
21. H&M. I think it was
They
H&M.
did?
Yeah, they like shut down. It was either H&M or Forever 21.
I think
They
it was
shut down
Forever
all their
21.
US stores.
Why did they?
I'm not sure. You can. I think you still get them shipped here, but they shut down their US ones.
That
At
is
least
so interesting.
I'm pretty sure.
From a sewing standpoint, it definitely, I think sewing has become a more expensive hobby than it was for generations past. But when you're wanting to have clothing of high quality fabrics, sewing is still cost effective.
Yeah.
And so I can sew things out of linen much cheaper than I can buy them.
Yeah.
Nice things anyway. So this kind of turned into like a rant. We don't pretend to have answers to these problems.
No, because like we both have polyester stuff, but I think it's about like because there's some things that kind of have to be polyester. Not
Yeah,
have to,
and
but
we're
like
grateful for it.
swimsuits.
We're grateful for the swimwear.
Mhm. A lot of my nicer like my like ballet clothes that I go to see shows in are polyester.
Yeah, those fancy fabrics that like we wouldn't be able to afford out of silk.
Yeah, but like go and thrift them. I don't know. I feel like you don't need them new because I
Oh, yeah,
found some
that's
really
true.
cute like polyester show tops.
Yeah,
At Goodwill.
like nice shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're big fans of thrifting.
I love Goodwill.
So most of my nicest clothes are from the thrift store.
Yeah, my shirt is from the thrift store.
I made mine.
Love.
Look at us.
Sustainable.
I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Next time, we're going to talk about funeral and friendship quilts. I think for
Yes.
October, I want to do something on the
Spooky.
little bit creepy side.
Should we dress up? Oh my gosh.
We're a video podcast
I'll dress up
now.
as David Bowie and you dress
I'm going to have to dig in the bin for
Yeah,
mine.
and then you can dress up as Jessica McClintock. Or
I'm going to have to make a gunny sacks.
yes. Okay, so I'll be David Bowie and you be here.
Surprisingly,
I'll
a
do
lot
the
of gunny
Starman.
sacks dresses had polyester in them. I'm just going to have to dig through the costume bin for mine.
Yeah. We
But
should
that would
dress
be
up
fun.
though. That'd be so fun.
You have a month to talk me into it.
Okay, because then or you could be oh my gosh, the murder dollhouse lady.
I could be her.
Ruth Wakefield?
Ruth.
She made the cookies. No, I'm Lee Glessner, Francis Lee
Glessner. Maybe I should be a character from a podcast episode that we've done.
Yeah, we could twin. Oh my gosh.
I'm
Or
gonna
I
have
could
to
be
think. Or
we
I
could
could
both
be
be
Madame
puppets.
Alexander.
you could be Miss Piggy.
All right. We'll brainstorm and you'll just have to be surprised. But thanks for watching, listening, and we'll see you next month. Bye.